Hello and welcome to Trade Pro Labs. Thank you guys for joining us today. If you'd like, please like, share, subscribe, click on the link below, follow us, and please vote. There's a link in the bio. Vote for the project that we're going to speak about. Obviously, we're bringing you all of the latest top projects in the crypto space. So like, share, subscribe. Just a warm introduction. Trade Pro Labs is a community-driven VC with international crypto investments and a liquidity fund. Our main value is to optimize projects in which we can add value in different mediums, depending on the needs to ascertain hyperbolic growth. One of our core principles is whatever your mind can conceive and your mind can believe, the mind can achieve. So, guys, today we have Eric from Cryptcade. Eric, thank you so much for joining us today, and I would love to hear more about your project and give us an introduction about yourself and exactly what you guys do. Take it away, Eric.
Thank you for having us on here. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name's Eric. I've been part of the Cryptcade Metaverse now for the last 3 years as we've been building and growing this metaverse out to become hopefully one of the top metaverses out there. I've been in the crypto space since 2017 throughout many different blockchains and cycles. So I've been around and met a lot of great people here. What I want to talk about today is Cryptcade City and what we're building and what we're aiming to achieve. So if that's okay with you, I could pull up the pitch deck and just go over a few things, then we can have a discussion on any questions you might have. So I'm just going to share my screen. So this is Cryptcade City. This is our pitch deck. And I'll just walk you through it and we'll just go over a couple of things. So the problem that we're finding here is with so many different metaverses, there's a lot of disconnect within them, going from one to another. The interoperability of metaverses isn't quite there yet, so the immersiveness is not as fluid as we'd like to have, which is also limiting the social interactions and the aspect of coming online and being around and interacting with one another. So what we wanted to do is create a safe environment and a hub where people can connect throughout different metaverses and experience different things instead of just being a one track or a one directional metaverse, like a gaming metaverse dedicated to gaming or a social metaverse just for socializing. We also wanted to introduce a cross-collaborative community between businesses, projects, and users, because we see that that's still a problem in the space where businesses, large, small companies, and even corporate are still looking for ways to enter the Web3 space, and they are entering through metaverses. So what we wanted to do was create this multi-metaverse hub where we could create a broad spectrum of these things and have a place for everyone to come in on different angles. So we've got 4 main pillars of Cryptcade. We have the social fi, we have the business integration, advertising, and the gamify. So the social fi is, it comes across in actually several aspects, including like peer-to-peer transactions. You've got like person-to-person voice. What's the word for it? Sorry, proximity chat. So you can actually talk to people. You can type in a text box. You can interact with them. There's several spaces that you can hang out publicly or privately in this space. So we wanted to give them as many opportunities to hang out and interact with one another, even within the other aspects, which I'll go through actually in a moment. The business integration also sort of teeters off the edge of the social fi. What we've done is we've created rentable office spaces inside a commercial building. This way, projects and companies can actually have a low-cost barrier of entry, so that we can help remove that friction of entry into the metaverse space. They can rent monthly an office space, and they can have their logos and deck it out in their attire to show their brand. They can hold meetings in there. They can allow for them to be token gated or NFT gated to their users. Um, and if they're wanting to get a little bit more involved, we actually have custom buildings that they can create from 4 different sizes, the small, medium, large, and skyscraper large. So that way, if they really wanted to get their exposure out there, they can actually build a custom skyscraper in there as well. Currently, all of these builds are built in-house, so they're not ones that they can customize themselves as of yet. But we will be introducing the customizable things like in-game assets, furniture, and accessories inside it. But the actual layout, not as of yet. We also have the advertising side of the metaverse. We have banners, we have um, buses, digital displays, blimps, and we've got a racetrack there with full advertising rights on the side. There's so many different avenues that people can advertise in here, and we will actually have premium spaces for that as well, and load screens, entry screens, and splash screens, and so on. The Gamify, we have a couple of native games, including a hovercraft game and a racetrack. We have arcade games as well that are inside there, and the games will continue to grow with native games and partnered games. So one of the collaborative portions or the partnership sides with the business integration is we are partnering with indie gamers that are creating their own games, as well as other gaming partners, and providing them office spaces. And we will introduce portals so that we can have that interoperable hub between our metaverse and their game, or our metaverse and other metaverses as well. This is just to show how much of how big the market is, and how much opportunity is in the metaverse space in Web3. And as we can see, it's just growing and growing. This is just a bit of information that we've taken from online as we're doing some research. And I think last year, Metaverse has died down a bit, but it's come back in full swing, and metaverses are the talk of the town at the moment, and how they are changing. This is just a quick overview of what I've mentioned before with the 4 pillars. So just as you can see from left to right, the social hubs and interactions, that's just a snippet of one of the apartments. We don't have a lot of information publicly about the apartments, but we will have land for sale at a later date that will allow for people to have different tiers of high visual apartments like this that they can customize and make their personal space, invite others in, rent them out, charge the rental if they wanted to actually lease them out, things like this. The customizable business spaces, we actually already have projects and businesses that have started integrating inside the space. The one that you're seeing here is Exclusive Autos, which is actually a prestige car dealership in London that sells the actual physical vehicles. You will be actually able to purchase vehicles in this metaverse and connect with Exclusive Autos and have that delivered to you. We will be doing the same thing with other e-commerce companies and projects. We do have another one in there called the Emerald Company, which is a Web 2 company going to Web 3, where they're going to allow for the purchase of their jewelry, so their luxury brand rings and other jewelry pieces inside the metaverse, and they'll be using the blockchain as authentication and tracking, and it's going to give a new definition to e-commerce. We also have a digital health project in there that will be using the metaverse, sort of like telehealth, and connecting with people through there. So the potential for businesses to integrate into the Web3 is currently only limited by our imagination. This then flows on to the advertising space, because as the user base grows, the potential for outside brands and partnerships to advertise inside this space becomes increasingly more appeasing. So as you can see, we've got billboards and banners and displays all over the place that can actually be leased out and rented via an ERC 4907. which is a rentable NFT, so that we can start building some revenue for the project to upscale and grow. The gaming experiences here, you'll see this is a snippet of the hover track. I'm no good at this. I'm wall to wall, hitting side to side, but it's a time attack style, and you can actually compete against others via the time attack. And there are prizes that are internal that are distributed to the fastest people on a 24-hour basis. We do have an in-game economy, which is called VCADE. So VCADE can be purchased via tokens and via one of our payment aggregator partners that we are yet to announce. But that means you could purchase VCADE inside the metaverse and use it to pay for consumables such as fuel for your vehicle, stamina, health, occupation. Anything that's purchasable in-game, including vehicles and assets, can be purchased with VCADE. That's not to be mistaken for the token itself, which is iCADE, but VCADE is an internal in-game economy. And some of the main features that we are now working on, and actually we're 6 to 12 months ahead of schedule with this, is the use of cloud rendering technology. So this was a big step up in the advancement of the tech, where you no longer need to have a client-side download on your PC or desktop for the metaverse, which is something that's been holding back a lot of metaverses. You'll see some of them are WebGL-based, but WebGL-based metaverses generally aren't highly visual in graphics. So it has been limited. But now, with the cloud rendering technology that we're using, you can actually enter the metaverse through a browser on any device. This is still being tested and rolled out to our demos, which means you can actually use this on an Apple, a Windows, a 10-year-old laptop, and a mobile phone, which we are still in the middle of creating the controls for it. So this is actually a huge advance for us, because it means the friction to get into this metaverse has just been reduced almost by 90%. So this is now playable to anyone in any country that has access to a device that can connect to the internet. Another one that we have been working on is the integration of AI. Since ChatGPT became such a hit and AI became a technology that everyone wanted to be a part of, we have begun integrating AI into the metaverse, firstly with the integration of ChatGPT to NPCs. So NPCs will be able to interact with you, and you'll be able to interact with them and form a dialogue between yourself and an NPC. We have also integrated the Ready Player Me SDK, so you can actually use Ready Player Me characters if you're not wanting to use the default characters that are in here. We do have an AR app already as well, which will be able to use the vehicles, the characters, and in-game assets in real world. You can download the AR app on your phone, and you can use it in your visual world to have a look around you and see your vehicles in the real world. There are going to be Easter eggs hidden inside the metaverse as well, and you'll see a little pop-up that says, pull out your AR app, and you can point it at your screen, scan your screen, and sometimes it'll pop up with bonuses and rewards, like you might win a booster pack, you might win some tokens, and this will change over time to time. And also could be seasonal, such as, Halloween time. There may be Halloween characters or special events. We also have VR in the works at the moment, so that you'll be able to enter this metaverse in a VR landscape. I'll go over the tokenomics quickly. We do have 750 million iCADE being distributed. TGE has not yet happened, and we have not had our public launch. But this is just a bit of a breakdown. I think that if you're wanting to know a little bit more about this, we can go over some questions, or you can check out the Git book for a bit more of an explanation on what each and every one of these allocations are for. Our go-to-market strategy, we've been building our partnerships and collaborations over the last 12 months. We have been around for 3 years building this, and As you know, in this crypto space, hanging around and being around for that long, um, we see a lot of projects that have tried and failed and they've preempted their launches. We've been a very slow builder, but we've been developing this entire time and updating. So our go-to-market strategy is going to be leveraged a lot on the resource equity that we've built from our partners, and what they can provide to the table as well. Roadmap, again, the Q2 will announce officially the cloud rendering, and again, you can just have a look at this roadmap on the Gitbook and have a look at what we're bringing out. We do have 7 sectors, I should add, and what we're seeing is just sector 1, which is the cyberpunkerish theme look, but this is a little sneak peek of sector 2 on the left picture there, which will be an orbiting space station. We do have 5 more sectors. Now, this is an open world, an open build, so there is never going to be an end date or we're finished. We will just continue to build out, and then the community will have chances to actually participate in how this builds out, as we introduce a governance with the token, where users will be able to actually vote for the creation of one of the sectors. So they can choose the landscape, they can choose the theme, everything. Our revenue models, again, the Gitbook will show in more detail, but this is just basically or primarily based around the business integration and the advertising, as well as purchases of the in-game economy token VCADE, because there's about 5 different packs there. But this is just an estimation over the next 5 years on where we plan to be on an annual revenue intake. This is just, again, we've integrated the Ready Player Me characters, and we've given everyone a fun little character there. You can see me down there on the bottom left. I don't actually have glasses, but at the time I thought it looked cool, and my soul patch and goatee isn't quite as nice as that. But yeah, you can find the details again in the Gitbook. Some of the milestones that we've done over the last few years, again, that biggest one there, and I cannot stress that enough, that the cloud rendering technology is something that's held back metaverses for over a year now, and the tech became known to everyone maybe 2 to 3 months ago, and as soon as it was available, we jumped on this. So there's going to be a mad rush, I believe, from other metaverses to get ahead of this, especially those that are seeking to do music and concerts. I believe that this is going to be a big advantage to them as well. The other 2 other ones are the AI features. So not only do we have the ChatGPT one that I mentioned, but also image generation, with a connection to DALL-E. We are still integrating more different types of AI into the metaverse as well as they're coming up. As they're allowing for integrations and API, we can do more. So the image generation one is basically, if you've got an apartment and you've got a display on your wall, you can actually go to it and do a text to image generation in the app without having to go to Midjourney or Stable Diffusion or somewhere else. You can do it all in the app. What we are trying to do, in the app, in the metaverse, we're trying to create it so immersive that anything that you need to go out and do on a different website, you can just connect it through here to give that full immersion. You could go from your game to your hover car down to a different DeFi protocol, stake your tokens, get a collateral loan through a DeFi network, purchase jewelry, all in the one space. I won't go through all of these milestones. I have sort of mentioned a couple of them as we go along. The pictures, you can see that's the Emerald company I mentioned. The middle one is an office space that companies and projects can use to have their meetings, kind of like Microsoft HoloSense. And the third one is a Ready Player Me character that was created, and we're playing around with that. So that is the pitch. A lot longer than a normal pitch deck, but a little bit more detail for you guys.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Is it possible to have a look at the metaverse, how it looks inside?
Let me see if I can get it up. So whilst it's loading
Sure.
up because I've got so many tabs open. It may affect this meet, but I'll load it up now.
Who are your current partners, etc., in the space?
We've got a lot of partners that, oh God, off the top of my head, we've got a lot of gaming partners. I think House of Games is one of them, Fight Legends. So we've got a few in the gaming partners. We're in talks with Sealer Network, which is a DeFi protocol. We have a partnership with Yellow.com, which is an MM, as well as their Duckies side of things. We also have a partnership announcement. So here's a little exclusive, I guess, for you guys. We have a partnership announcement with a wallet that is an older wallet that has 3 million users. We haven't announced it publicly yet, but we have been integrating them into the metaverse, as well as a large payment aggregator. So they're two partnerships to be announced. We have Double Protocol on as a partner as well. That is, they have the ERC 4907, which allows us to actually use rentable NFTs. We've got. I mean, the amount of chats that we're in and people that we've been talking to about integrating and coming into this space, we've got quite a lot. I know you could see from that screen on the pitch deck. There's like 33 backers, I believe. So yeah.
Amazing. And can you tell me where would you like your project to be in the next 5 years? I would say
I
in
would
the
love to
space.
see this as I've mentioned maybe a couple of times, as this hub where people can go to connect to any other metaverse. There will be a portal in here. So, like if you wanted to search for something, you would generally go to Google because Google is the hub for information. I want Cryptcade to be the hub for metaverses, where you can come in here, find an index, and then get to where you need to be. That's what I'd like to see Cryptcade in the next 5 years, sooner, hopefully, and from there just to grow, adapt and grow as technology does as well.
Amazing, amazing,
So
great stuff.
it's still loading. I mean, it normally isn't this long, but
Mhm.
I am in Australia, and my internet at the moment is not the greatest.
Sure.
But it shouldn't be too much longer to load this up. Again, this cloud rendering is new to us, and it's just about to click over now, actually. So I'll load
Perfect.
this up now, and I
And
will share.
technology-wise, where are you guys in the technology front compared to other metaverses? Obviously,
Let me just mute this tab. I believe with this cloud rendering technology now, it actually puts us in front of a lot of others. Not a lot of metaverses actually have this yet, because WebGL is very limited to how powerful your graphics can be, which is why you'll see other known metaverses are graphically impaired, because of the size of the files and the size of these things. Now, we are in front of them, I believe. Definitely up there.
amazing.
So I'm just entering my name.
Perfect. Yeah, we can see it.
So that we can actually hear us, because that the music was a bit loud on my side. So this is the metaverse. I'm not sure how it's coming across here. We've
That's
often seen
perfect.
Google Meet can sometimes make this a little bit choppy. So this here is the arcade, where users can go inside there and play little arcade games. I believe somewhere up here is. I'm not very good at the controls on this, but there is a hovercraft in the sky somewhere, but I probably won't be able to find it now. This here is the Emerald Company that I mentioned. So I'll give you an example of this. So this is a custom building, like I mentioned. There's 4 different tiers. This is one of the large. This is the largest tier here. So they had a skyscraper built. This is a company that is based in the US, and they're going to be selling their jewelry. I'm going to see if I can enter their building. It is token gated, but let me see if I can. By the way, you can actually play the current beta, but not the online version. So this here is an example of the jewelry that obviously not the size, but that's just an example of one of their rings that will be available for purchase. And this was made with their style in mind. My mouse keeps going off the screen, which is sort of affecting my gameplay at the moment.
Amazing.
But you get the gist of it. So yeah, this is just sector 1, and 7 sectors to go. I'm going to quickly show you the sky bar so that I'm a little bit higher and you can see a bit more of the landscape. And then we can shut it off from there. See my wobbliness. So this is an example of the splash screen, by the way, which is one of the advertisement spaces. So things like this will be a premium one. And the Git book will go over the revenue model so that people can have a look at how Cribcade plans to sustain itself and also grow over time. This is the Emerald Company Skybar, and this is an overview of the city. So, I mean, this before the technology, this would not load this well on a web-based browser, because it was limited by WebGL. This over there, you can see that's another custom building over there. So we've already got a few custom buildings. That one there is another custom building, which is a digital healthcare project, the one that I mentioned. You might notice a couple of logos. That building down on the left-hand side is the marketplace. And the building just down there, I believe it's this one here, is the office building where you'll find all those office spaces. So yeah, that's a bit of an overview of Cribcade and what we've been building. I, for one, can't wait till Sector 2 is out because I want to see what it's like in space. It's a very different feel from Sector 1, and there will be like transporters that will teleport you from the main hub of Cribcade City to Sector 2. And again, similar concepts where you'll be able to build up there different buildings, different aspects, different projects. That way we can really upscale as users come in and grow. We can put more and more people in and scale with the people.
Amazing. Yeah, would love that. Love what you guys are doing. Really amazing stuff. Guys, if you guys are looking to get in touch with Cribcade and ourselves, please feel free to DM us and get in touch with us. Eric, thank you so much yet again for giving us this exclusive interview with one of the top projects currently in the market. And guys, like, share, subscribe. There's a link in the bio. Please go and vote for Cribcade, obviously, to give them a good scoring so they can go further and further in the space. Thank you guys for joining us yet again. And Eric, thank you.
Thank you.